What's up, everybody? We back. R2C2. Another week, but a special week. End of the year. End of the year. It's crazy, bro. End of the year pod.
You know what's funny? Just thinking about Conan O'Brien's In the Year 2000 skit. I don't know if you ever watched him do that back in the day when he used to do like the In the Year 2000 and they would like project ahead and eventually they were doing it after the year 2000 and but like it's 2023, man.
Man.
It's crazy. It's crazy that skit is that old now.
No, it really is. It's I'm about to be 43 years old, guys.
It's amazing, man. I know. I'm moving. I'm on the end of my mid-30s, getting into my late 30s, man. It's nuts.
It's about to be a wrap.
But we wanted to just at least check in with our YouTube audience and do a little YouTube exclusive to kind of just give some insight into the year that was in 2022 for R2C2, and also to say thank you. I know. See this, we've had the audio version of our pod for 5.5 years now, which is unbelievable when you think about it. Speaking of time flying. And now this new venture we just started a few months ago. It's amazing seeing how many people have been catching the pod on YouTube and checking out our videos. So everybody, thank you. Please continue to subscribe. And we so appreciate it, man. See, can you believe, dude, we've been doing this for 5.5 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how many people like recognize us for this though now. You know what I'm saying? Like more people recognize me for the pod than like actually baseball or like shit I've said on the pod. And you know me, like I'll say something on this pod and like never think about it again until somebody approaches me on the street. I'd be like, what the fuck this dude talking about?
or until you get a call from a manager or GM or something like that.
Exactly, until I get called into the principal's office. But it's cool to be able to have an audience like that that's been rocking with us, from 5.5 years, but from start to really now our independent thing. So man, it's been a lot of fun. And just continuing to try to grow and expand on whatever guest of our fan base wants to see us have on here.
And we always want to hear that from you guys. So make sure you comment on our Instagram at R2C2, comment on our Twitter at R2C2, all of our social pages, on the YouTube page, in the comments as well at R2C2, and let us know. We're also going to be putting up the video version of this on Spotify moving forward as well. So there's a lot of different ways to consume our content. Obviously this past year, we ended our relationship with The Ringer, and we've gone independent. We so appreciate you guys hanging with us, and I'm sure we'll have some things coming your way in early 2023 as far as what's next. But we just want to keep the pod going because we love the cadence of making sure we're with you at least every Thursday, obviously adding in some bonus episodes where we think it is relevant. And see, somebody was asking me the other day about just, when we started the pod and how we got into it. And I think it was an interview I was doing for Jason Barrett Media, I think, and it was a big, kind of covering sports media. And I was saying, you and I, when I got out of talk show hosting, I really thought, I never wanted to do anything like that ever again. I was play-by-play guy, and that is where my passion is and everything else. And I kind of felt like there was a conflict. And when you and I talked about the pod, we had the same exact vision for it. We didn't want to do gotcha radio. We didn't want to make mountains out of molehills. And I think what we've been able to do throughout this period that's very authentic to us is we try and bring light to those clubhouse conversations that people can't hear anywhere else, that I think our guests are most comfortable sharing here. And we also try and just be really authentically ourselves without any kind of agenda or any sort of motivation to grab a headline. Sometimes it may happen naturally, organically, when Cece has some thoughts about Tony La Russa. but I think we've been able to do that, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like you said, we started with the right intentions, I feel like. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we've been able to stay on that path, and I feel like that's why people feel comfortable coming on the pod. Because they can be themselves and just have a good time and have a good conversation about whatever it is. It don't have to be about their sport, or
Right.
it can be all about their sport. So you get to learn a lot about, different people's personality and, how they grew up and what makes them tick on this podcast. I mean, just thinking about like Dansby, like
Yeah.
after he came on the spot, I became a huge fan. And now I watch him all the time, and just seeing and knowing what makes him tick, I know he's about to go to Chicago and go off. Like he's always put in a position where he's got to prove something.
Yeah.
And he's comfortable in that. And it's gotten him this far. So it's always cool to see that and understand that, but just going back to conversations that we've had on this podcast.
I couldn't agree more. And I think that's one of the great parts of the pod. I think, hopefully for all of you, you feel attached and connected to people that you didn't know much about because you've gotten to learn them and like them and relate to them. And, just thinking about the past year, who we've had on, right? Talking to Aaron Judge, prior to one of the most historic seasons in MLB history. This was the pod where he came on, was willing to get into everything and even, talk about how he was feeling about not having a contract leading up to the season. John Lester, talking to him right after he announced his retirement, you being in spring training, on site, and talking to Carlos Rodon, and that clip that has, now become incredibly viral with him signing with the Yankees, and Tim Anderson and Corbin Burns, and us, chatting with Josh Donaldson and Aaron Hicks and Nestor Cortez right before his come up. Adam Wainwright talking about, his final season with Yachty and approaching that record.
But not a final season, coming back for another one now.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Jordan Montgomery, talking to him right after he got traded, and how interesting that was with the insights, because that trade was so shocking. Then the way we turned it up during the playoffs. I mean, think about who we talked to during the playoffs. Justin Turner, Dave Roberts, Tristan McKenzie,
Dusty,
Jimmy Rollins, Ryan Howard, Dusty Baker, Robbie Thompson during the World Series, like this was amazing. Then, also chatting with our good friend Sue Bird. We had David Ortiz, Michael Vick on our Juneteenth special with Fergie Jenkins and Dontrell Willis and Andre Gaines, the director who did such a wonderful job. And then thinking about some of the media people, Joe Buck, Zach Lowe, Jeff Passan, Ken Rosenthal, Adam Schefter, all these guys in the middle of trade deadline stuff, Bobby Marks, Theo Epstein, which if you guys haven't listened or watched that, go back and watch that. I mean, if you have interest in what's going on with baseball this season with the rules, amazing. John Morosi, right after he broke the Judge story, so if you think about that, I really do. I'm proud of who we get on, because I think it really serves the audience when you hear all those names.
Yeah, and it's just a wide base of like us being of sports fans. You know what I'm saying? Of all sports. So it's just, like I said, it makes the fan base, a lot more broad when we are fans of, pretty much everything.
Yes, it's so true. We had over 1 million downloads in 2022. We launched the YouTube page this year. We already have over 1.8 million watch time minutes across the 64 episodes on there. We're in the top 1% of Spotify's most followed podcasts in 2022. Top 1% of Spotify's podcasts shared globally in 2022. And, I know when you undertake a creative endeavor, there is a different level of vulnerability to that than when you're just slotted into something that already exists, right? And I think that because of that, it feels that much more gratifying when people enjoy it and feel connected to it. And so fact that we just decided to invent this, 5.5 years ago, before podcasts were quite as popular as they are now.
And we didn't really know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we was like doing this shit in the clubhouse, really, or like in the media room.
Yeah.
Like it was like, so, I mean, it's grown into something like that we didn't even know it could be,
Yes.
So just excited about what it can be in the future.
Amen. So cheers to an awesome 2022. Thank you to all of you for watching on YouTube and for listening on the different streaming platforms that you do. And just a beautiful 2023 to all of you and your families, and see a wonderful 2023 to the Sabathias as well, man.
Man, appreciate it. A wonderful 2023 to the Rucos too, man. Happy holidays, bro.
Happy holidays, man.